Did you guys know that Mario 64 is almost 30 years old? Because of this, it has a thriving mod community. It lets you do anything, as anyone, anywhere. When checking them out, I found this MySpace page that said it made a Quake mod. Here, let me turn this off. Jesus Christ! And even though I've never played Quake, I know they're different enough for it to be an insane playthrough. So I decided to complete the entire game like this, see how uncomfortable it really was. So I locked up and went out on an adventure. I streamed all of this on my Twitch, so if you end up liking this kind of video and you want to see more of this, the best way to support me is by going there first, and you might even catch me recording something for a new video, or trying out weird food. Anyways, let's begin. This game's entirely fucking different. Because of what I assume is pride, I never read the controls of a new game I play. So I'll be making these segments so that we can learn these new mechanics together. As I stated before, this game is entirely different. Nothing feels or controls the same at all. If you're unfamiliar with what went wrong, usually in Mario 64 when you touch a door, you automatically enter it and reach the other side. That wasn't the case. I have to manually press a button to open a door and even climb trees. If I don't, I go right through them, which seems like nothing, but it actually made the playthrough significantly longer. So after an undisclosed but long amount of time to figure that out, we can finally enter the first level. This is a classic. If anything, I'm probably just gonna use this time to get used to the mechanics, like this lack of momentum that lets me climb slopes effortlessly, the insanely faster running, and Jesus Christ, did I do that?
As promised, we delivered Mario & Co. high-grade firearms out with the liberation of Princess Peach. Word has it that Mario wanted it so he could finish Bowser off for good, but here at HQ, we know what's really going to happen.
As shown before, the gun could destroy things that would be indestructible otherwise, and even though it doesn't destroy everything, it at least attempts to interact with any collision a model has, which makes it a great utility tool. It removes any normal hand controls Mario would originally have, so it's part of my goal to find out what I could do and can't do to beat the game.
Nice shot!
With my first star obtained, I coerced the dog to give me my second before racing Koopa the Quick for my third star. So naturally, I tried shooting him in the leg and he just So when I said my gun interacts with any form of collision at all, that also includes allies, because I apparently shot Koopa outside of bounds of the game until he hit a negative and just crashed it. My computer just froze for a second. That's not my game, my whole computer froze. Like, this game froze my computer. When I came back the same night, he seemed to have a case of nasty amnesia, which is great because I absolutely wrecked him with this new game speed. I unlocked the cannon, made the most correct shot ever, got the star shot earlier, then got the wing cap to get the next star. Oh, and look at that. So since the gun interacts with literally everything, these invisible boxes are tangible in the eyes of our Lord and Savior, the Colt 1911. But that's not the only thing that's changed. Assumingly, because using the wing cap in first person would make everyone nauseous, the wing cap now acts like a moon jump that just lets you infinitely jump in the air. And in return for the extra verticality, it's a bit hard to turn and move accurately, but it gets the job done. So I easily got the cap star coins. And while I saw the cap on, I decided to get the 100 coin star by shooting Koopa's child, and he ended up cursing me with never-ending manic speed. This was generally the hardest part of the entire level, but after I managed to pick up the star, I finished the level off with a red coin star and moved on to the secret slide of the castle. As I mentioned before, the momentum in this game is fucked up. And while this was super helpful to climb slopes, it negatively affected my ability to go down slopes. And there's a secret star you get if you complete this in 20 seconds, and even after I performed a shortcut, I was cut extremely short. So I just got the star and left to the next level. Now this isn't actually part of the Quake mod, but since I moved so much faster, I put on a faster swimming mod that matches my swimming speed and my walking speed. And with this gun, it trivialized all the water levels. And I got my 4 stars like nothing. The issue came up with a red coin star because I had to learn how to wall jump. Yeah, we got 3 mechanics in a round, but this mechanic is a mechanic that actually changes the entire game. But I'd argue this mechanic changes the game as much as Mario's gun itself. Unlike flying, which gives you insane verticality with no sideways movement, running in the Quake engine is the exact opposite, where it lets you jump so little you can't reach ledges at the normal height. To remedy that, you have to wall jump at specific angles to get exactly where you need to go, and major spoiler, but the entire playthrough will be decided on how good I could get on wall jumping. As cool as the guns were, this is the mechanic that made me want to try this playthrough. So I was able to handle basic wall jumping, and when I went to the ship to get my 100 coin star, I went to go get the last 2 red coins, which required me to wall jump on the ship, and now I can't really wall jump if there's no wall, can I? And after trying different tricks, I kept trying to get those last 2 red coins.
Insanity is doing the exact same fucking thing over and over again, expecting shit to change.
I couldn't. I just couldn't. So I moved on to the snow level, and immediately when I saw that little penguin, I did the most obvious thing I would have done in that situation. Brought him home to his mom in exchange for currency. After getting the baby star, I went for the icy slide. The other one was easy, so I assumed this should be easy too, and yo, this shit is so slow, I decided to take a shortcut, and I went from too slow to essentially mock speeds and kept falling. So at this point, my spite was brewing. So even though I could have taken the well-known shortcut, I had to do this shortcut, and I died. I tried a different shortcut, and 1, 2, yeah, died doing the exact same thing. See, it was too hard, so I just, oh, okay. Oh. I can save this, I can't save this. This time, I perfectly made the shortcut, and if only I landed just as perfectly. I got a game over, but back at the grind again, and look at that, I landed! Okay, I just have to take it slow, and at this point, it's smooth sailing, and oh. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, fuck you. At this point, I'm getting used to it, so I just have to take it. My game froze. The game froze. I don't know why it does this. Out of desperation and delusion, I switched to Waluigi, thinking he'd slide better, and for some reason, it didn't work, so I switched it back, but then my stream died, thanks, Xfinity. At this point, my chat was just yelling at me to take the shortcut, but out of complete spite, I completed the slide and I wall jumped the secret 1-up reward, got the star, and I moved on. We fucking won, boys. Oh my god, I have to do the same thing again, but faster. So after 2 attempts, I valued my mental health and I decided to go fight Bowser instead. For being a stage that goes straight up, the only problematic issues was this specific platform right here that was too high for my jump. Killed me 3 times before I somehow discovered a way to jump past it, and the rest of the stage just went through well until I fell through the stairs. Naturally, I obtained a fear of the stairs, and I tried to wall jump over all of them for like 5 minutes before just walking up the slope and learning that I actually can't throw Bowser, and shooting him did nothing. So I just brought him to the bomb, and I got my first key of the game. I head downstairs, and I entered the first level of the bottom portion of the game, which essentially has its own mechanical change here, where I don't flinch when I get hit by fire, lava, or the bullies, which makes it easier for movement, but you die so absurdly quick without invincibility frames that sometimes it's just to my detriment. Anyways, I get the red coin star, and using my gun, I kill the bully, only to realize that my character can't jump well enough to get the star after it lands. So instead of showing you how I walked around the stage for 20 minutes trying to find out how to do this, I rubbed my 2 brain cells together and just did this. I'm dumb. I fucking did it. Afterwards, I tried this mission that requires me to kill the small bullies to spawn on a big boss, but after seeing that it was glitched, I deemed it an impossible star and just moved on to the desert stage to do all the wing cap stars, before feeling a sudden and initial sensation to just commit necrocide, only to find out the boos aren't affected by my gun. So I punched the big boo and went through the most satisfying transition I'll see this entire game. Quickly get the first star, only to show my increasing skill to easily wall jump up the stairs. Collect another star with confidence at my all-time high. I easily get this, easily get that, easily get this. and I easily wall jumped to the top of the building for another star that I couldn't reach, so I accidentally discovered a new tech. Crouch jumping works the same as like Mario Odyssey, where if I jump right after crouching, you get a bit higher, which admittedly could have been useful as hell, but hell if I know. Anyways, I got the most of the remaining stars in this level, and to get the last star, I pulled the biggest brain move this entire game, and easily got the last star of the map before moving on. Hi. I didn't realize Minecraft and Mario use the same fucking door. With the dopamine high of completing Big Boo's Haunt, I decided to take a detour to Jolly Roger Bay, and even if it took a minute, I finally managed to get the red coin and the cliff star, which let me move on to the next Bowser stage. Oh yeah, this one. Anyways, after somehow making this jump first try, the slippery and delayed movement of this game kind of made platforming annoying. And with the lack of flinching, I died within seconds. And after realizing I was tired from playing all day, I just beat the entirety of Dwum's Fortress and went to bed. After getting some rest, you could tell because my arm's a different color, the level turned out to be way easier than I was acting it was. I managed to wall jump to skip the entire last half of the level, only to fight Bowser, except I didn't want to get burned by fire I couldn't see, so I just shot him. Moving to the upstairs, I completed the entirety of Frosty Mountain, except for the Bully Star, which clips through the ground when you kill him. Thinking I could take on anything, I went to what I assumed was the hardest levels for this mod, Little Big Planet, and looking at this you'd think it'd be possible, but there's a barrier preventing me from jumping over the mountain. So I go to the big world, and all the plans are invincible to my gun, and being unable to jump across the gap, I get the Koopa shell and fall through the floor, I guess. So trying to walk up a slope, I remember something that happened when I grandputted on slide and created another new tech. Let's talk about it while we wait for me to do this. When I grandputted back in the castle, not only did the slide feel like it was going slower, but I lost progress. So I decided to try that, and to my surprise, ground pound elevates you slightly while still stopping momentum, so you can just keep ground pounding until you reach the top of wherever you need to be. After reaching Wiggler's Cave, I did some fucking insane wall jumps, got the star, and said goodbye to that stage, going to look for a different one. It's way easier to climb. After a little monkey scare, I got the first star. The second star, I died trying to cheese, and the third star, after realizing the monkey is a friend in this mod, we just hung out for a while. Did nothing, really. Just enjoyed his presence. Then he helped me get the next star. Tried cheesing the star again, died again, then attempted to get the red coins, which was really hard initially because there were Monty moles and I couldn't see where they were shooting from. So after almost dying from them, my flight instincts kicked in, ran away, and then just remembered I could get them through the top of the stage. With one star needed to open the next door, I tried to go back to do the big penguin race, and after dying the first time, I was determined to move on and do Hazy Maze. After going to Nessie and realized I couldn't reach her head, I deemed it an impossible star and got a wall jump star. I was stuck in the same room instead. Then went to the metal cap switch room, which has a red coin star. And after being sucked by the waterfall, I tried going to tick-tock clock, but I was not skilled enough to enter a level that was curved outward. But I was skilled enough to somehow make it to Rainbow Cruise. Skilled enough to beat it though? Contrary to Rainbow Cruise, this was the easiest level to complete, possibly in the entire game. This moment aside... Okay, if I fall, I'm gonna get so upset. My gun allowed me to shoot everything I needed at high tide, and then I just left. Using the power of false confidence and dopamine, I went back to Little Big Planet to beat Wiggler, who was running a bulletproof vest, by the way. And after scaling Little Big, that was it. My skills had grown so much. I went back to all the stages, did the remaining lethal lava stars, and went to the desert to fight these bosses whose eyeballs were also somehow immune to my gun. Then finished up Hazy Maze with only 5 stars since we found another impossible star due to mantling not working in this game. With 1 star remaining before I reach Bowser, we're nearing the end. I wanted to do something that I deemed impossible the entire run. Something that would represent my skills I learned throughout the entire game. The flat wall next to Jolly Roger Bay that leads to the secret level. Not only would it need a precise wall jump, I needed to use the floaty movement to perfectly aim inside. But once I got in, it would be the easiest star in the entire game. letting me access Bowser once and for all. And after nearly 20 minutes, I gave up. And in my anger, I lashed out. I had no choice but to make it in or be convicted of my crimes against the royal court. And with this motivation needed to make it in as fast as I did.
Fuck. Gee, what the? I can't make it in there?
But this was it. I just needed to get the red coins, and once I did, the last star was right there. I was motivated. I was on the run. I was at my peak. The culmination of my entire run led to this moment. Nothing stood in my way, and being able to quest this otherworldly obstacle course like nothing was the last thing I needed to before I needed to face head-to-head with Ultimate Bowser, his homosexuality versus my Glock. The best Mario clash I could ever ask for is what I wish I could tell you. But as much as I wish it was as fast as this is how it actually went. Let's break it down. When I jumped in, I started running, and immediately the second platform, too high. I tried crouch jumping, I tried wall jumping, and I just repeated until I did something I never ever wanted to do. I looked up the controls to this game. As I was reading, they had a half-life crouch jump ability the entire time. But before you yell at me for never using it, just know it's tied to the same input that makes you fall down instantly. Very, very cautiously I do it, and it was easy to get used to, so I moved on past for the first major hurdle of the level, and as I go on, there's a platforming section that's precise and would normally utilize grabbing the ledge. The first platform was low enough for me to utilize the new crouch jump I just learned, but the top platform was too high to do anything. After wall jumping off it, I tried to see if I could use crouch jumping to my advantage, and I fell all the way to the bottom.
Damn. That was a fumble.
As I made my way back, I was observing my environment and saw something that could be so fucking stupid it might just work. But not like in a sitcom way, in a I can die doing this way. So I attempted it, and it's right there. It's possible. I can wall jump to the next portion. It was so close. I was thinking I had to do a well-timed crouch jump so I could fully reach the ledge. And this is exactly what I meant by saying it's the same button as ground pound. Jesus fuck, I hate this. With spite in my heart from that awful mapping decision, I made it back up and slant jumped to the next portion, completing the second obstacle in this course. After moving on, we reached the next part, which made me say this as I saw it.
Oh. This is gonna make me upset 50 times over, I could already tell.
And I was right. I had a ground pound jump over all of these pillars, and if I messed up my timing, I'd either fall off or the platform would leave me behind before I could make it to the end. But after some concentration, I made it. I climbed up, hoping to see the end, and I did in a bittersweet way because there was one more major obstacle ahead of me. The exit was right there. After this, we were done, but with the platform in this game being as weird as it is, making these jumps were just unsettling, and if I fell off here, it would take me back an entire section. Well, it's fine as long as I don't fuck up this. I mean, I wouldn't fuck up this one either. At maximum spite, I just stopped caring. I stopped talking to chat, I concentrated on the game, and speedrun the entire section. I've been playing this level for nearly an hour now, and it wasn't even about completing the game at this point. It was just getting it over with. But I was back in my Disney Channel emotional trauma. The moving propellers. They had a grasp on me like an aunt asking me when I'm going to have kids. But I just have to remember, my mom just asked me the same exact question. And with this confidence, I knew what to do, and I was here. This was the end. One more fight, and we were done. I tried shooting, but I couldn't find his hitbox. I shot a few more just to make sure, but nothing was still working. So I tried taking him to the bomb, but then something happened. The ground started falling apart.
Oh, you dick!
And with no actual way to throw Bowser, I tried to see everything I could do to get him to the bomb, but the final level was designed for you to throw him off the ledge. So I just kept looking for any possible bomb I could just walk to, until I realized I needed to use my gun.
Oh my god, I actually have to have a gunfight.
So I shot him until he flew away, but unlike the second fight, he doesn't die. He just comes back, and shit is so disorienting in first person, like, holy shit, what the fuck was that? And with one extra life remaining and half health, I had to find a way to do this. He started breathing fire, and in first person, I can't see anything, and I can't focus on both the fires and him at the same time. So I was just making sure I wasn't getting hurt by the fires. Then I just started blasting, hoping he gets launched toward the bomb, but his hitbox wouldn't activate, so I keep holding his tail so he couldn't attack me, finding a way to get him to the bomb. But at this point, unless I found a way to do something, we were just at a stalemate. So I just started spinning them and spinning them and spinning them. Until he glitches out and just... That's it. I did absolutely everything, and there was no possible way I could beat him unless I tried this absolutely madman trick. See, the mod gave me something really important that could circumvent everything that just happened. I'm fucking fast. He cannot catch up to me. So all I have to do is take him to the bomb as the floor falls apart. So I hit him the first few times, and as I grab him the final time, the floor starts falling apart, so I look to find a bomb where there's still land. And I take him to the bomb, but I wasn't fast enough, and the floor falls beneath me, so I jump, landing on the border between the crack, only to... beat his ass. That was it. That was it. Nearly 12 hours of streaming, mostly repeated gameplay. I saved Princess Peach with a gun. I was pardoned for the death of the two toads, and as the sun set on the 64-bit sky, I managed to live the dream of every player of 1998. She kissed me! If you didn't skip, then thank you for watching the whole video. If you enjoy this kind of content, the first place to support me, like I said, is my live stream. I do lots of fun things like drinking weird soda flavors, weird food, play smaller games like Pikmin 2 ROM hacks, custom zombie maps, or just random indie games like Void Bastards. If you join my Discord, I might not be active, but I do check it every other hour, so if I see something cool, I'll respond. And enough people join, I'll start asking what videos I should do straight up in there. If you want to support me through other ways, I have donation links in the description, I have a business email down there, and as for the video specifically, I didn't do 120 stars because I wanted to see if I still wanted to play this after I finished editing this. So there's a huge chance that I might stream it, and if this is years later, I would have a VOD of that in my VOD channel, which is also in the description. It has most of my streams since 2021, and at some point, I want to add all my streams since 2013. Lastly, I put a lot of music remixes in here. You might be seeing them on the screen right now as I speak, but just make sure you actually check them out. There's a playlist in the description, there's credits in the description, there's a playlist of all the music I used. They're ordered in terms of when they appeared in the video, and they all have their names and their channels. It's just nice to support other smaller creators, especially when you hear them in other YouTube videos. I haven't made a good video in like 5 years, so as I say, just if you subscribe, don't expect the same shit. I make content based on what I want. I'm not really doing this for a specific reason, just whenever I feel like making something. If you guys want more, put in the support, and I'll feel obligated to make more. Other than that, I appreciate that you stood through this entire video, and it was a fun time creating all of this. And thank you to Arnold. His Twitch is in the description down below for helping me get all the third-person camera views. It made this video significantly better, I think. And other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much for watching my video.